What's happening, beautiful people? My name is Dirty Mike and welcome to my best gameplay, controller, as well as camera angle settings. And these are some of the most frequent questions I get every single year, so I gotta make a video. And I'm gonna justify every single adjustment and change that I make, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. If you enjoy the content, you find it helpful, please smash that thumbs up. It shares it around YouTube. We can get this going out to a much larger base audience. And if you have any questions, hit me with a comment. I tried my best to get back to every single person. And when we're looking at my controller settings, I use the classic preset when I'm attacking. Nothing special, no changes. It's pretty default. However, on the defensive side of things, and this will improve your defense, I promise you, it might be hard to change in the very beginning. It's going to take you a little bit of time to get everything instinctive. But what I like to do is switch that RB command, which is now the double team button. They switched that, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, and I felt like that was a very awkward change. It's hard to use the RB to a double team. It doesn't feel organic. So I now have switched that into the B command, and then I use A to tackle. And I just think that's so much more fluid, and it will improve your defense. However, it might take you up to a month, maybe a couple weeks, to really get used to putting that into action. It just depends how much FIFA you play and how set in stone you are on certain controls. And in terms of all the gameplay settings, make sure to have auto switch set to either manual or air balls. I prefer air balls, but either of those are okay. Just do not have it on auto, otherwise you're going to cause yourself headaches. You're going to cause yourself a lot of pain. You're going to be upset. You're not going to be able to defend properly. I can promise you that. And then for move assistance, I have it on low, and that typically deals with sensitivity. In my opinion, it feels like if you were playing COD. And if you've ever played any shooter, how quick you turn, it's how the sensitivity is set. So when they do an auto switch, how your player can move and react afterward. And I like low, and then I don't change anything else. After that point, that's it. We are done. Everything else is defaulted. And now for camera angles. I like to use the default camera angle, and a lot of you guys ask me, hey, what are you playing? And sometimes it looks like I'm using different camera angles because of the different stadiums have kind of adjusting views. They're not all the same. And that's for any camera angle you set. Stadiums can kind of dictate exactly how it's going to look like on the pitch. However, almost every single year, I play around a little bit with tele broadcast, and then I go down, I custom it out, and you see this in plenty of people's videos. It's more zoomed out. What you're going to do is increase the height and lower the zoom, and you get to see more of the pitch. And the pros and cons between the default camera angle and the zoomed out camera angle, in my opinion, I feel like when you're more zoomed in, it's easier to execute skill moves and skill runs, and I feel like some of the finishing even can be a bit easier. I just feel a little bit more like I've got control of the ball. It's stuck to my foot. However, with the larger view set, the passing much better. The mistakes, you're not going to make as many. If you're ping-ponging it around, you see everything a little bit quicker. I don't like the skills as much in the shooting. You could probably get used to it, but that's just my opinion. I go back and forth. You guys watch my videos and you've probably seen both camera views, both camera angles. But if you guys enjoyed the content, please smash that like button. Hit me on Twitter and Facebook at Dirty Mike USA, and I have a lot more content coming for you ASAP.